Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek at SPIEL 2016. I'm sitting down with Thomas Klausner of Dragon Dawn Productions, and you've brought us a fairly substantially big box of Perdition's Mouth.
Yes, it's 5 kilos of game.
Which you have arrayed quite spectacularly in front of us.
Yes, most of it. It's a cooperative dungeon crawler. All the heroes play against the game, so we don't need a dungeon master. And we also don't need any dice. We play without dice. A random element is a deck of cards, and we want to defeat the card that is summoning a demon, either before it summons the demon, or if it's too late, then defeat the demon. So we play a campaign, and there's 8 levels of dungeon we want to go through, and we start at the top, and at the bottom is the demon. That's how it goes usually.
Is each campaign unique in a way, or are you following sort of a set pattern from game to game?
There's fixed maps. It comes with 8 maps, and for each map there's a couple of scenarios. So you can replay the maps with different setups or different aims, for example. But it's scripted in a way, yes.
And I'm guessing since this is a cooperative, it definitely looks like we have some different roles here that you could get a different experience by playing
different heroes,
different roles. Can you just give me like an example of some of our roles?
So these are 4 of the 6 heroes that come with the game, and every hero has own attributes that differ between the heroes, as you can see in the lines, and a separate deck with...
Just put one in the middle there.
And separate decks with some cards that only that hero has. And they play very differently because this is a fire mage and this is a technomancer, and then we have a thief over there and a berserker, so you know immediately that you have to play them differently.
Now, because I'm always a sucker for really interesting bits, I would love for you to tell me what that Wheel of Awesome over there is for.
Yes, the Wheel of Awesome. This is the hero's wheel where the heroes choose the action. So every hero has one of the markers here, and some of the action points we have here are used to move on the wheel, and the remaining action points are then used to move on the board or to increase your attack or defense or whatever you do. So
these are actually like little pegs that are sitting in here, so they're really solid.
You can actually put them down here and pass it around the players and even turn it around, so it's easier to discuss the strategy because you have to discuss. For example, if someone wanted to sprint right now, they couldn't because all the sprint spots are taken. So we have to discuss who leaves so I can go in and sprint. So you can see that there's some movement possible, there's some attack defend, you can rest to get your hand cards back because there's no way to automatically refresh your hand. You have to.
One of the things you have to choose to do.
One of the things you have to choose to do and not do anything else at the point. Of course, we have monsters on the board here, and when all the heroes are finished doing the stuff, then the monster's turn starts. We draw a random card, and then we see how many actions happen.
I was going to say, just to give a few examples of some of the
this is
randomizer
a
cards.
So that's why I skipped it. So for example, I drew a 2, so there's 2 actions the monsters are doing. The new monsters appear, and then all the monsters move. And the monsters are scripted too. We have rules how they move, what they want to achieve. Some of the monsters walk towards you. Some of them want to just leave the level and alarm other monsters, so you have more enemies. Some of them stay at range, so they have it easy to hit you, but you don't have it easy to hit them. And this is the monsters.
Now I'm sure each campaign is a little bit different, but how long do you think an average game would take you?
So one scenario takes between 1 and 2 hours, and the campaign is usually 8 of them. But if you don't manage on the first time, which could happen, then it will take longer. And you can also...
What would cause you to fail a scenario completely?
If all heroes die.
Okay.
if one of the heroes die and all the others exit, you can continue the campaign, but then you have one hero less. And if you do that too often, you have a problem. Also, some of the players might become attached to the heroes, so so you can replay the levels and try again.
So, and it's worth mentioning too that all the minis are included.
Yes, there's over 30 minis. This is not all of them. This is just one of each type. So there's some heroes on this side. Some of the smaller monsters is a nest. One of the bigger monsters over here is the demon, of course. This is a summoner. all of the minis are highly detailed and look
Yeah,
great.
no, the molds are beautiful.
Yeah. It's what I didn't mention before is you also get wounds when you fight, so these go into your deck, and when you draw them, you have them in your hand, and they have some effects either when you play them or they just clog up your hand.
A brain injury. Yeah, I can definitely see how that might
affect you.
affect you when you're fighting. Yeah.
Sometimes you also find treasures, so there's some treasures you can find, but usually it only goes downhill. Because we found it's more realistic if you go into a dungeon and fight monsters that you don't feel better after an hour, but you feel worse. And that is what we wanted to show.
Well, Thomas, this is a lot of game.
This is a lot of game.
Packed into a big box, a 5 kilo box of game. But I think this looks spectacularly well done.
Thank you.
And I'm really excited that you guys were able to get this to print. So
yeah, me too.
If you guys are interested in checking this out, this is Perdition's Mouse, the Abysmal Rift. Which is from Dragon Dawn Productions. And Thomas, thank you so much for bringing it by.
Thank you.